My mortgage payment went up by about $500 each month. Yes. As you can imagine, I needed to get to the bottom of it. So I called my mortgage company. They said, hey, listen, your taxes went up. I got to take it up with the Department of Assessment and Taxation. Okay, no problem. So I called them. Get a young girl on the phone. She says, oh, I said, hey. I said, listen, my mortgage payment has now gone up by about $500. I said, I need to get to the bottom of it. And I said, I need your help. And she said, okay, no problem. It's in the system. And she said, oh, we came out and we assessed your property. Oh, wait, ma'am. I'm sorry, what? She said, oh, we came out and we assessed your property. First of all, why y'all in my business? Why y'all assessing my property? Leave me and mine alone.
Because it's not yours. Unless it's paid off. There goes your answer. And it's still not yours.
I digress. Okay, so she says, when we assessed it, your property increased in value by about $60,000. So what's the tax rate? She said the tax rate is 1.2%. Okay, so I'm silent at this moment because I'm waiting for her to tell me more, because a $60,000 increase on my property value with a 1.2% tax rate does not equate to that increase, like $3,000 in taxes. It's not taking my taxes up by that much. I said, you got anything else for me? Any other reason as to why it's increased as much? She said, oh, I just told you. I said, baby girl. I said, the math isn't math. And I explained it to her and she paused because she didn't understand. All I could think of is George W. Bush, you will pay for your No Child Left Behind sentence. You will pay for those sentences. And so I explained it to her again, and I did the math so she could understand. So I need you to take the headset off. I need you to go to the back. I said, I need you to do some math. I need you to come up with what else could have increased my taxes by this much. She paused. She said, okay. So she goes away. Comes back on the phone. She says, ma'am, I'm ma'am. Just in case you don't know, I'm ma'am. She said, ma'am, I got it. Baby girl come back spitting numbers. She's spitting numbers. So she was in fact not meant to be left behind. Long story short, I had a tax credit for a high efficiency home. I no longer have that tax credit. It's ran its course. So am I at the point doing something strange for some change? No. However, it's getting real out here. That's all I came to say.
Yeah, it's getting real out here for homeowners. And look, it is what it is. People get homes for various reasons as you get a family. Nothing wrong with that at all. I just don't believe if you are looking to get a home and you don't need the space. I mean, there's pretty big apartments. I can't even say that. If you're looking to get a home, it's just not. Look, you can say great deal, good deal, whatever. But if you're paying interest, you're not in the winning game.
Serious question. How much are you paying for your mortgage? Because we've been looking at houses or whatever just to kind of, get a feel of how much it would cost if we wanted to buy a house. To give you context, I live in the DMV. It's not the cheapest real estate market in the world. And I saw that there's these new single family homes in Capitol Heights, Maryland, which, yes, I know the area is like, But anyways, the new single family homes, and they were supposed to be priced at mid 500s. So I said, let's go take a look. Let's talk to them to kind of.
That's a disgusting number. I don't know, man. Is it just me? When I hear about how much money these people fork over to own a home and they don't have the cash for it, $500,000. Like, how much do you make per year? Don't get me wrong. I know people make six figures, but we're talking about after taxes, after expenses. This is like probably your most expensive expense when it comes down to a month-to-month basis. Why would I borrow $500,000? Even if I'm putting down $100,000, why would I borrow $400,000? You got to let me know in the comment section down below. If you're a homeowner, why? Just why? Human nature, why? You know what I'm saying? I need to know.
Gauge how much a mortgage payment would be. After all was said and done, the mortgage payment was going to be about like $5,500 a month. And
$5,500 a month. Okay.
You had to come up with, like, for closing costs and down payment, I think it was like $50,000. So is that normal? Like, am I getting sticker shock, or is that actually what people are paying for their mortgages? Like, it honestly is cheaper for us to rent than to buy anything right now. So are you guys paying that? Like, are other people, I'm 28, are other people my age paying $5,000 for a mortgage? And that was a cheap single family home in the DMV. I've seen townhomes that are like 700,000.
So I just want to say this. When it comes down to my percentage and my living expenses, I do my best to have my living expenses less than 30% of my income. And even though that means I have to have an egregious amount of money to only have myself living off of 30%, I think 30% is actually pretty high, right? Now, I'm not going to do the math, but I did do the math on how much that would cost per day for her to live in a home. This is before utilities, before property taxes, before homeowners insurance. It's $183 per day for her to have that home. You might as well be making like, you know what I'm saying? If we're looking at $5,500, I'm going to round that up and put it at $6,000 a month. I want to be making $24,000 a month, man. Or excuse me, $18,000 a month. Let me know, how much money would you say is okay for you to afford a home that's $5,500 a month? I think that is insane. Insane. And you know that's not all going towards principal, by the way. You know it's going towards interest. She's going to be paying a lot more money over a span of years just because she hasn't accumulated cash. But she did say something that I really believe is wise. Rent is cheaper. No, you don't own, but you can use that money to invest in. And rent ain't going to be $5,500 a month. That mortgage is, though.
I'm nosy and I actually really want to know all of your mortgage payments and when you got your loan. So I'll go first. I bought a house in February of 2024 and my mortgage payment, including escrow, is $2,280 a month. I do pay $2,580, I think. So automatically like an extra few $100 a month goes towards principal. And I do also process another $500 payment towards principal throughout the month. But if I were to just pay my payment, $2,280, yes, that includes escrow. It is like $645 of escrow for taxes and insurance because I live in Texas. So it is kind of high. And my interest rate is 6.625, I believe. And I closed on February 1st. So tell me what yours is because I want to know. Like, I want to know, is yours less than that? Is yours way more? Oh, and this house was pretty cheap. Thank God I kind of still live in like a low cost of living area, which is kind of fun here because everyone's cost of living is so low, but their income is so high. For example, in the US, I think the average household income, last time I checked, was like $71,000 a year. Where I live, the average is $115,000. So in general, people just have more money here. And the house is 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. For me, I do think it's slightly a lot for the type of like size, I guess, for the size of home that we have. And I say we, but it is my home. But yes, me and my boyfriend do still, like, we live in it. And yes, we split the mortgage. And the only reason why I say that's a lot is because I grew up in Utah, right? Utah cost of living is a lot higher than Texas. Lived in a just under 5,000 square foot house. It was like 4,996. It was
Is she talking about the house that she has now or the house that she grew up in Utah? Because why would you, if it's 2 people, why would you need a 5,000 square foot house? I grew up in a house that was 2,100 square feet, and there was 4 people living there. Plenty of space. We had an extra bathroom. We had an extra bedroom. We had a game room. We had a dining room. Like, 2-car garage. You know what I'm saying? A deck. Living room. Of course, a kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Why would, unless she's talking about the one that she's living with her family or she grew up in with her family and she had a large family. People be buying. They be buying extra stuff, man, that they don't need. Consumerism.
8 bedrooms or maybe 7 bedrooms and then an office, but there was a lot of us. So let's just 8 bedrooms.
Okay.
4.5.
I digress. It was a lot of y'all. Okay.
Half bathroom. Sat on like, I don't know the size of, well, at least an acre. Anyway, that house, my parents' mortgage, because I asked them like a year ago, $1,800 a month for everything. And I think they got that around the time that I was born, maybe like a year after I was born. So 27 years. And they have since sold that house.
You know, what's crazy is people think they can repeat the same habits as their parents and get the same results. We don't live in the same time. Nothing is the same. Social media didn't exist 20 years ago. Or if it did, it isn't to the point where it is today. You know, 20 years ago, people weren't holding phones that were all touchscreen. Everything's changed. Why expect the payments to be the same? It hasn't. The value of the dollar has dropped because of inflation.
But 27 years ago, they got a house that's like 3 times the size of mine, payment less than mine, and it had 4 more bedrooms and 2.5 more bathrooms, and they were paying less than me. Anyway, I feel like it's doable. Like the payment is doable, but I'm also like, I feel like this house should only cost me like $1,200 or $1,300 a month, not $2,280, but it's fine. And I actually low-key like to put a positive spin on it because I feel like if payments and interest rates weren't so high, I probably would have gone for a bigger home.
That's the problem. She just said it right there. And I don't understand how some of you all can still back up home ownership when it comes down to it. She just said that if she could get a lower interest rate, she would get a bigger home, which inevitably would probably be more money because she's probably not going to want to be in a worse or a lower income area and have a bigger home. That's probably not going to happen. She just wants a bigger home. For what reason? What is the reason behind this? Yeah.
Just because like where my income and stuff is at. So at least it like kind of forced me to get a smaller, cheaper home because I definitely don't need more space. Like there's 2 of us, it's 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. Like it's plenty of space and like over 1,000 square feet more than like any of the apartments we've ever lived in. But yeah, I guess that's a positive side, is it forced me to buy a cheaper home than I probably would have.
Your income forced you to buy a cheaper home. The interest rates bullied you. By the way, 6%. Again, I'm not here to flex on no type of, oh yeah, the interest is only this much. No, 20 years at 6% is 120% of interest. You're over double paying for the home, man. Next. Oh wait, there ain't no next video. Anyways, subscribe if you like the content. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's get it.